Thank you for having us.
Well, the book is such an honest portrayal of a life that has had so many ups and downs, like almost a roller coaster. I mean, you've had them. Ask any artist, who's one of the singular guys who helped revive country music? They all say Randy Travis. Got to make you feel good.
Thank you.
Mary, I want you to tell us, when Randy had the stroke back in 2013, you guys thought he had pneumonia.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what was it that led to that crisis, and it was a crisis?
Well, it came on so suddenly. We were in meetings for 8 hours one day, and then that night he said, I don't feel good. I took him to the emergency room. They said, well, he has some walking pneumonia, and they gave him the antibiotics and things. We went home that night, and he didn't sleep at all the next morning. He said, I can't breathe at all. We went back to the emergency room. They said, well, it's full-blown pneumonia. And so they took us to a higher level of care, and at that point he flatlined. So we went to the heart hospital, and Dr. Michael Mack said, it didn't start with pneumonia, it started with the heart, and it was a virus that hit the heart that was shutting the heart down that created the pneumonia. So
there is a powerful story that you tell about in the book. I especially loved it because it involves a dear friend of mine, Josh Turner, one of the great country singers who, like you, has such a distinguished voice. Josh heard about what happened. He came, I think Jennifer, his wife, took you and said, you need some time out of here. And it was just Josh, Randy, and you in the room. And he picked up your guitar that someone had brought, and he gave you a private concert. Did that really kind of give you a sense that, you know, people haven't forgotten me?
I think it has to be such a lonely place to be laying there in a bed, in a hospital bed, hooked up to, you know, IVs and tracheotomies and intubations, and then Josh shows up and he sings to him probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of music. And it was just, it takes away the lonely and it takes away the fear, I think, because if you're in there and you want to speak but you can't, and just to know that there were people, the Oak Ridge Boys came by to see him, and Jamie Johnson, anybody, John Anderson, the people that were passing through stopped by, and those were, I know, encouragements to precious Randy while he's laying there.
But Randy, you have millions of fans. I mean, obviously, people across this country started praying for you, praying you would recover. I know it's been a long, tough battle, and physically, emotionally, spiritually, every other way. But do you sense people praying for you?
A lot.
You can tell.
Yeah, we certainly felt those prayers. We wouldn't be sitting here tonight if it wasn't for the power of that prayer.
One of the favorite country singers for me of all time, it's George Jones, who, from the first time he heard you, he told his wife, Nancy, who I adore, he said, that young man is going to be a star. But he had a big impact on you, didn't he?
Yeah, a lot.
They were great friends. I mean, George took Randy under his wing, and they were great friends.
There was a moment, and I want to play the tape because it brought everyone to tears. Garth Brooks was on stage with you, and he was bawling. I think everybody in this audience will when they see it. But this was at your induction to the Country Music Hall of Fame, richly deserved. And I don't think anybody has ever said, well, I'm not sure if it was Randy's time. And nobody said it. Everybody said, are you kidding? Of course he's got to be in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
But as you stepped up, God gave you the strength through all of your struggles, but he gave you the strength to sing a verse of Amazing Grace. I want us to see it.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Once lost, but now I'm found.
I've seen that several times. It still gets to me every time I see it. What a moment, what a moment. Well, one way people can support Randy is through getting his brutally honest book. and buying his timeless music, and it is in fact timeless. I hope you'll get a copy of Randy Travis's book, Forever and Ever, Amen. Hey, Keith, I'm going to let you tell the folks at home how they can get Randy's new memoir as well as his music.
Well, that would be a pleasure. You can get your copy of Randy Travis' memoir, Forever and Ever, Amen, everywhere books are sold, or you can purchase it at randytravis.com. Now, while you're there, be sure to get his new music release, One in a Row and Lead Me Home. That's randytravis.com.